Hey everybody, in today's video, we're going to put all this together, so if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to the bench. So in today's video, we're going to get pretty much everything onto this frame that I have cut out here anyways, maybe a little bit more. I'm also thinking that I may run some tubing, some fuel lines, air lines, things like that, depending on how far we go, because they obviously need the fuel tank and some of the air tanks and things like that on here. And yeah, we'll see about that. But for sure, we'll get all this on. So in the last video, you saw me do the engine. You know, got that all wired up and everything else and plumbed. So that's where that's at. So we set that aside for now. I've gone ahead and I've already done the wheels. You know, it was just two flat rings. Move this so you can see it. So just got two outer rings in the center hub. So that's what I've done. I've got them glued together, smoothed them out, you know, cleaned them up a little bit. So we got that done. I haven't put the drum in yet, but that's okay. And I haven't done the front wheels because just de-chromed them. So, but yes, I got to put the rear brake drums in. Not quite sure how that's going to work. Okay, it looks like it locates in this little center ring here. I don't know if you can see that here. See that little indent right there? It sticks up a little bit in the back here. So that kind of helps center it. So I'm going to see what I can do about that. There's a piece that goes on the front. And according to the instructions, if you look at here, it's saying that there is a piece that goes here and it kind of connects in here. And it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't have that because it doesn't even have a hole there. And I've looked at this piece here and that pin is nowhere near long enough. So I'm going to figure something out about how to get these as centered as possible. Because like I said, there's a little bit of movement even sitting in that groove. So not a big deal. I mean, it almost centers itself, but I want to make sure that it's centered. So there's that. I'll put those together. You know, they're actually a nice looking wheel. If you look at this, you know, like they're nice Daytons. Right, got to clean up a little bit here, but you won't see that with that axle center in there. The back's pretty plain. I'd like to see if I can put valve stems in here. So obviously there's going to be two per wheel. You know, there's a tire here and a tire here. So one will go through and point forward. The other one will go through and usually point forward, but some actually go back. And you want one on this side of the rim, right? You want one over here on this side, and you want one on this side. And that there, I mean, not that it makes a whole lot of difference, but when I worked at Western Star, they wanted you to do that because then it helped keep the wheels in balance. If there was one weight on this side and one weight on this side, it would help keep it balanced. If you put them both on the same side, then it was whoop, 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 you know what I mean? Right, so we're going to try and do that. We're going to see what I can use for making valve stems and stuff like that, and we'll go from there. So we got the four wheels, we got the four drums. You know, also I pre-assembled the axles, you know, so that, you know, you're not watching every little bit, but pre-assembled pretty much all the axles. This piece here goes on this one, you know, so that'll have to get glued into place. We got rear axles, or rear leaf springs. We got the front leaf springs. There's the other rear leaf spring. These here are backing plates for the drums. You know, they'll go kind of like in there, and then there's little pieces and pods that will have to go in there, and I haven't cut them out yet, but we'll get to that. Not a big deal. I just left them there so we don't lose them, right? So that'll get done. There's little pieces and tow hooks that have to go on, taillight brackets. I think these are cab mount brackets. I'm not quite sure. They seem to be quite far forward. on the frame. So not quite sure. Maybe, oh, maybe fender brackets. Yeah, because the fenders are separate. So that's probably what that is. There's one air tank anyways. I got to finish sanding this one down. Intermediate drive shaft, and you got your torque arms, things like that. So I have also pre-assembled the frame. This way I could have it sit in a jig. Everything was square. You know, everything's nice and dry, so I didn't have to sit here and wait for things to dry or fiddle with it when it was still somewhat soft and movable. So right now everything is solid, it's cured, so we can get right to putting all this stuff on. You know, and this is, a lot of it's pretty much self-explanatory, self-centered, or self-locating. You know, pretty easy. I'm not quite sure what kind of style they call this here. Um, I don't know if that's the walking beam or what axles. I'm not quite sure why, but those aren't centered. See that? That's not level. This side's higher than this side, so is that going to cause a problem? Maybe the front sits a little lower. I'm not quite sure. But so we'll get to that, and we're going to have fun and get this frame pretty much built. So give me a few minutes. I'll clean up, readjust the camera, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, guys. So here we go. I'm going to throw on some music for you, do a little bit of a time lapse, I guess, and we're going to get this together. So enjoy. Okay, guys. Well, as you see, there's a gap there. I'm assuming they're all like that, you know. So I'm going to make some shims for this off camera. And as you saw, I screwed up the taillights. Good thing the glue was still soft. So I removed them, put them back in their right spot, and they should be good to go. So while I'm making shim for this, everything else can have a bit of a chance to dry. As you see, things are very loose fitting, and you have to make parts sometimes. So I'm going to do that up. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Well, I got that issue figured out, but to do so, I basically had to build the back end so that I knew everything was sitting in the right spot. So I've got the two axles in, everything's glued down, everything's sitting right. Now you can see that I fixed the gaps in here, right? I just made a little disc and filled in the spots, all right, all four of them. And yes, the dog is playing with her toy. Great timing, right? But anyways, let me fix that issue and I'll be right back. Okay, dog noise averted. So, like I was saying, I got all the discs on, put those together, front's done. Okay, so I found the front axle and got that cleaned up. So I'll put this on. I put the front hub pieces together so that they spin, clean them up. I put the ring on the front wheel, and I also split it because on the real trucks they actually have split ring rims. And I got the steering linkage. So we're going to put that on, and then I think that'll be it for this video. In the next video, we're going to do the all the steering linkage and steering box, things like that. Going to paint the drums separately from the rims so that when you see them inside, there'll be a different color from the rim itself. Same thing with these. We'll get all this into primer and stuff when I do the engine. So I'm going to do this off cam. I'll come back, I'll show you, and we'll close out the video. Hey everybody, I got that front end done. So I did a quick little mock-up here, and yeah, looks like we're going to need to cut the metal axles that go through the axle housings. I think they're a little long. Yeah, look at the gap. But whatever, just a quick little mock-up just to see where it's at. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at this right now. So in the next video, we're going to get the fifth wheel on there. A couple more brackets, the side boxes for the batteries and stuff, the fuel tank, rest of the air tanks. I'm not going to mount the engine right now because I want to paint that different. So if you like what you're seeing here, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell button so you get notified every time I post a video. If you want to see updates before videos, make sure you give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. I also have a PayPal Me account down there, so if you feel that you want to try and help out the channel a little bit, I'll put your name in the end credits for you. So with all that being said, just do it your way, and until next time, later.